Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. My name is Rod Hembry. This is an interesting Ask the Pastor question, as I would not have really thought of this, but it's somebody, grace and peace is what he says to me. It's from Joe, and he says, since God gave us life through breath, how can we harm and potentially kill others with our breath, as claimed by germ theory and the COVID? Is that not a house divided? Now, this is an interesting question because it takes the germ theory and applies it where it's not applied in the scripture. Let me read you Genesis chapter 2, where the scripture talks about this. And it says, this is actually Genesis chapter 2, verse 7. And God formed out of the dust of the ground and breathed into his nostrils, that's man, the breath of life, and man became a living being. So God physically applied life to him through breathing into him. That's what this says. Also in Proverbs chapter 18, which is interesting, because this is part of it, it says this now. And this is 18, this is verse 21, which I'm going to read to this. 18 verse 21, it says, death and life are in the power of the tongue, and those who love what it produces will eat its fruit. I don't think it's talking about, and it's pretty clear in the context of Proverbs, it's not talking about COVID or anything or any kind of pandemic sort of issue like that. And I'm pretty sure that at the beginning of time, before there was sin and before things were wrong, that when God breathed the breath of life into us, that it was not meant to be applied in a COVID situation. So that really is a unique question, but the emphasis is on breathing on people. But let me tell you something, there's a lot of things that can harm us. We can sit in our garage and turn our car on and not open it and poison or kill us, and that becomes very important. That's not what we're talking about here. There are two different things. And let me just say, simply put, that God has applied context to the scripture. In fact, any text out of context is nothing but a pretext. That's what they teach you in Bible school. And it's very true. And so the context of the scripture simply applied says that what we say, speak, or communicate with our computers or whatever we communicate with, that which is inside of our heart is communicated, and that produces the effect that you're talking about. So that's how we would answer that question. It's very, very important. A very good question. All right, we'll get to the next question soon.